and welcome back to the second part of the lecture about structure. And in this lecture we are going to see more examples about how to use a structure. But before we start the video or start learning new things, I would like to remind you with what is a structure. So we said last time the structure is just you will combine multiple variables in one group, and in this case you will call this group as one block, and that's it. This is the structure. So you will put some relevant or some related variables in one group, and we call it structure. So for example, structure for student, and in student we have student ID, student name, student age, student first name, student last name, and everything related to students could be grouped in a one structure. We call it student. Also for example, if you would like a structure for person, so the person has name, the person has weight, it has height, and so in this case we can combine multiple characteristics of the person as variables in one structure. So last time we saw one example about structure where we saw in the example here we define structure for date, and in this case every date has month, day, and year. And we said in this example how we can determine tomorrow date. So based on today date, so the user will insert today date, and then based on that we will calculate tomorrow date. And if you remember, we just recorded that days per month in one array like this, and then we said here we will look up for we create one structure today. And in this case, we look to the day inside this structure today, and if we see is it equal to the end of the month or not. If it's equal to the end of the month, in this case, if it's not equal to the end of the month, in this case we just increase day from the today structure. Day increased by 1, and month and year will remain same. But if the month of the variable today is equal to 12, in this case the next day will be 1st of July to the next year, okay? But if it's the end of the month, in this case we will make tomorrow as tomorrow day as 1, and today month is just increase 1. So the month will increase 1. So if it's the end of the month, we will increase 1, and then we will print print tomorrow date. So this is what we have learned last time, and we will try to modify this example and make it more sophisticated. So here's the example. So here's the date. So now what we are going to learn in this lecture, we try to modify this one. So we will try in this lecture to create function, and in this function we can give the function a structure object, a structure variable. So we will give it, for example, today, and the function will tell me for example what is tomorrow, or the function will tell me how many, if I give her the today date, it will tell me how many days inside this month. So for example, if I give her the function here, if I give the function today, and the function, for example, if I create function, okay, and in this function I will give the function today. For example, today is a variable. I will give variable today, and the function will return back for me how many days available inside this today. So how it will do that? Inside today there are 3 values, okay? One value for day, and one value for month, and one value for year. So there is a day, okay, and there is a month, and there is a year, okay, inside today variable. Now we will check the month, and based on the month I will return back how many days available inside this month. So this function will retain one integer value, and this integer value is how many days inside the month of the today, okay? And then we will use it for something. So to do that means I create function outside of the main function. To do that, I need to create the variables. I want to create this structure as a global structure, because this structure of date is only can be used inside the main function. But if you would like this structure to be used in another function, you cannot do that. So for example, let me just go here outside of the main function, and then I will create some another function. So for example, I will say here integer, this function retain, and there is the function name. And for example, inside this function, I will try to create, for example, structure. I will say structure, sorry, struct, and then I will say, for example, this one date, and then I will say this one today, for example, like this. It will tell me here, I don't know what is this date. Okay, so this is here inside the main function. So it will tell me here, I cannot create this one because I don't know what is this date structure. Why I don't know this date structure? Because this date structure is only defined inside the main function. So I need to put this one outside of the main function if I want to use this structure to define variables in another function. Okay, so this is the first stage. So before I start playing, I would like to create, because I don't want to play in this one, and I will share this example with you by the end of today's video. So I will create here a new file. So I will say new item, and then I will say here, for example, this one, lecture 8, for example, example 2. Okay, example 2. Okay, so for example, like this. And then I would say this one is C code. Okay, so here is it. And then I will try to copy this code, because I will play with this code, the same code. I will just copy and put it here. Okay, and then I will tell you we have to disable this one. So this one, I told you we need to have just one main function inside the project. So how to disable this one? I will just say property, and then I will click here and say yes, exclude, and say okay. Okay, so in here we close this one, and then we will play with this one. Now the structure, to make the structure global, I can take this structure and then put it here. Okay, this is one option. So I will put the structure outside of the main function after the include libraries here. This is the first option. So you'll include it here and then use it in any function, not only the main function. You can use it in any function after that. Okay. The second option is I will not put the date here, and this is the more official way, is to create here in the header file. You see this header file, this is a new. You will put here a new, you will add a new, and then item, and you will say I want to create header file. So you will create something, for example, here I will say definition, or define header. Okay, define like this. Okay, so this is the name of the header. So this is the first time we see I create in the header define header. Now if you might ask, how about code blocks? You can do the same thing. You can create header file.h, the same idea. Okay, so in the header, let's open lecture 8, and here in the source you can create, you just create here, you will say new, and then you will say a new empty file, for example, or okay, a new file, and then you can say it's header file. Okay, so like this, you will say this is header file. So go and next, you will put the header file, so the file with the full path, or okay, so this is header file. So for example, this one define. Okay, yes, it will be defined like this, and then okay, you will see. Yeah, and here we go. You have the header file available here. Okay, now after you have the header file, inside the header file we will back to here, and inside the header file I will put the structure, my structure, like this. Okay, so you say, oh, this is now we have more than one file. We have one file for C language, for C code, or for my software, and then I have another file, it's for defining the structure. So I will put the structure inside. You see, this is the structure. Okay, now, okay, that's good. And now let's see how. Okay, I will delete this one from here. Now when I delete this one from here, save, it will tell me error. Oh, he say, I don't know what is date here. I cannot know what. So there is error here and there is error here. Before, when the structure date was here, there was no problem. But now there is a problem. Why? Because he does not see, he cannot see where is the header. He doesn't know where is the header. So in this case, I need to include the header file. So I will say here, include. And then I will say here, define. But now I will use quotation. This is for headers files or for libraries which are I defined by myself. I will put this quotation. I will not put the angle brackets. This one, no. Okay, we don't put these angle brackets. We put the this one, the quotation symbol here. Okay, so after that, it's okay. Everything will work fine. Okay, so this is how you can put the structure. So now we have our structure there. Now we would like to define another function, and this function will say, for example, it will be number of days. It will function to find for us number of days in a month. So I will define this function. So let's see how we can do that. So if you, we can, for example, here, take this one. Okay, so this is okay. Before that, let's see. I would like to, okay, here is it. Define a function that takes a date variable, okay, sorry, date variable, and return number of days in a month. Okay, so it will do like this. This is the main job of this one, okay, of this function. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So here's it from the function. Let's say we call this function number of days. So we will call this one number. Okay, number. This one will be the name. We will have it number of days, and this function it will retain number of days. Number of days is a value, and this value will be integer value, right? And then this function will receive a variable, and this variable will be the variable will be date. Okay, so we have to say here date. This is the structure date. So sorry, struct date, and this structure date will be, for example, today. For example, today it will receive today, and then based on today it will calculate for me, retain for me. So this one just retain. It will retain one for now, but later I will change this one. So this function receive one date variable, and the date variable will be like this. Okay, struct date and today. Okay, so this is will receive one date, and then based on that it will retain number of days in this one. So if you remember how to calculate the number of days will be calculated based on this equation here from the array days per month. Look here, days per month. Okay, this days per month. I will take from today the month. I will take the month. Okay, from today, I will take the value of the month from today. For example, if the month is 10, so 10, this is the today dot month will be. So imagine. So okay, first to remind you. Okay, let's see here. Imagine the user inserted by the keyboard inserted this one. He inserted, for example, month 10. Look here, month 10, and then he inserted a day, for example, 30. And then the year 2020, okay, for example. In this case, the month will be 10, okay? So the month will be value 10. So here I will say today.month, this is 10. 10 minus 1 will be 9. So go to the array days per month to the index 9. That means go to days, okay, per month. Okay, sorry for this writing, but anyway, so this days per month is this one here. So I will go, let's go here, and then to the, okay, go to the month, so to the index 9. This is index 0, 1. This is month 1. Month January will be index 0. And then this is index 1, index 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means this is October. Okay, so this will be 31. So this one will retain for me 31. Okay, so this to decide the number of days per month, we need this array. Okay, so let's see. I will take this array. Okay, let's take it. and then I will put it inside here because I need it, okay? And then number of days, this function, I will use it here. So look here, so this will retain the number of days per month. So how about now in this one here, I will put slowly so you can catch what I'm doing here. So I will say number of days, this is the function. I call the function. When I call the function, I give it today. Today is a structure variable, okay? So here is number of days. This is the name of the function. I give it today, and then it will tell me it will calculate for me this one. Okay, it should calculate for me this one, okay? Yes, okay, so that means this one, okay, for simplicity here. Okay, this one will be here. Okay, so here's it. It will be like this. Okay, so like this, it will tell me, okay, it will receive a structure, and from the structure today, it will receive, and then it will calculate the month, and from the month, it will calculate this 131, for example, and it will tell you the next, so it will return for you from the value, will return the value from the array, okay, it will be one value. If you feel confused, this one just an integer value, so I say integer days equal this one. Okay, if you want, and then if you don't like this, just okay, just say days here. Okay, so like this, it will be okay. Okay, so this is how you can calculate from number of days. You will calculate this one. Okay, so this one here for a simple situation. So let me run and check if this one is working fine and everything is okay and there is no problem. So let's see. Okay, so here's it. Enter the dates of the year. So this is the first one. Okay, here's it. This one. Enter today dates. Okay, so I will put here, for example, month October, and then I will say, for example, this is 30, and then I will say 2020, and then I click enter. And in this case, it will tell me today is the same. So this is exactly from the last time, if you remember. Okay, let me just delete this one. We don't need this one anymore. Okay. Okay, run again. Okay, so this is October 31, 2020. Okay, so like this, and then I click enter. It will tell you tomorrow will be 1st of November 2020. Okay, so it works exactly as we want. Okay, so will work fine, and this is how you can make the function. But I have another thing. How about in this case, how about if we have here, before we, for example, here, if I have, as you know, 2020 is a leap year. Leap year means this year is 29 days for February. Okay, so if I say here, for example, February 28, 2020. In this case, this year is a leap year. Leap year means this year, February will be 29 days. So, but here, if I click enter, it does not recognize. It will say, okay, 28, then when you click enter, it will tell you 1st of March. So this does not recognize if this year is a leap year. If this year is a leap year, it should return here 29. The next day, tomorrow, will be 29 of February. But if it's not leap year, in this case, it will tell you 1st of March. Okay, so how we can calculate leap year? So how about here? We can do this one using a function. So for example, here I can say I will create a function, and this function will detect from the date if it's a leap or not leap. So I will put here some prototype. Okay, by the way, I need to put prototype for this one. Okay, let me just put this one as a prototype up here. Okay, I will put this one as a prototype, and then I will create another function which retain Boolean value. It will retain Boolean value if, and I would say here, is leap year? Is it leap year or not? And this function is very simple function. So this function will just say, yes, it's leap if, and only if you have the year you give here. For example, I give here a structure. Okay, I give a structure a date, and that structure date is today. Okay, so I give today, and automatic from this day it will take the year, and if the year is a leap year, it will return true. It's a leap year. But if it's not leap year, it will return false. Very simple. So this function retain true or false. But here you have an error. Why? Because in C language there is no bool here. So if I want this boolean, this is mean true or false. Bool mean true or false value. So if you want this one, I already show you this one before. You need to include the library for a boolean. So we will say here std bool. In this case, that's everything will be okay. k.h. Okay, so in this case, yeah, we have no problem. So this now bool data type is available. Okay, so what I have here, we have this is leap year is taking one date, okay, a one date variable, and it will check from the year. If the year is 2020, in this case, it will tell yes, this is a leap year. If it's 2011, it's not leap year. And you know, leap year is coming every 4 years. Every 4 years, there is 1 year. February has 29 days. So how we can do this one? It's very simple. So I can here create, there is, if you search it, you will find it. It's very common to find the how to calculate leap year on the internet. So I will create here, for example, so let's create the function first. So I will take the function from here. Okay, and then I will put it here, but now I will create this function, and this function must return true or false. Okay, true or false. Okay, it should return true or false. So we will check this one. I will make here if statement. So I'll say here, for example, before I will create some flag. For example, I will say bool, and for example, leap. Okay, okay, leap year. A flag, for example. Okay, so this is a flag. If it's true, in this case, it's a leap year. If it's false, in this case, it's not leap year. So, and I will return this one. Okay, let's return this one here. Okay, regardless. Okay, so this is how this function. This function receives structure, and then from the structure, it will check the year. So how to check the year? I will do this if statement here. So the statement will be like this. If, okay, so, and here is the statement of if, and in the if statement I will say if from that today, from today, if from today, or how about we say this one just, okay, how about we call this one day, so you don't need to use today every time. So, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I will call it like this. Okay, so I will call this one. A check from this day variable. I will check, for example, the year. Okay, so I will check the year, and then I will check what? If it's modular 4, that means every 4 years, I told you, if modular 4, is it equal 0? If it's equal 0, that means this year is coming every 4 years. So for example, 2020 modular 4 equals 0. You can calculate this one. 2000, for example, 2024 will be equal 0. Okay, so this one, and there is another condition here, and the today, okay, a day variable, if the day variable dot year, okay, if this one modular 100, this is another condition also, is not equal 0, is not equal 0, not equal 0. In this case, okay, in this case it's a leap year. Okay, this is a leap year. Okay, so here's it. This is one condition. So this condition say if the year is modular 4 is equal 0, and this one must be together, and the year modular 100 is not equal 0. Okay, not equal 0, or this is another condition now. So this is one situation. Another situation, or okay, another situation that day variable dot year. Okay, this is another. And how about I will make it multiple line? Okay, here, or this one modular year, modular 400. This is, if you go into the internet, you will find how to calculate the leap year, and you can check this one. Modular 4, this one is equal 0. Modular 400 equals 0. In this case, I will say the leap flag is equal to true. That means it's a leap year. Okay, it's a leap year. Else, okay, the else other situation. This is the only conditions for leap year. If it's not any of these two conditions, so there are two conditions here. The first condition is this one or this one. Okay, so it's up to you. Choose any of these two conditions. If any of these two conditions is true, then it's a leap year. Okay, else you will say the leap flag. Okay, leap flag is equal false. Done. Okay, I'm done. So in this case, it's true or false. And whatever this value, just retain this value. Okay, so this is how you can calculate or check if it's a leap year or not leap year. Okay, now let's go back to our number of days. So as you know here, you see the month 2. Month 2 is all the time is 28. So how about I will say here, I will make if statement for the month 2. So I will say here if, okay, so I'm checking here month 2. I say if today dot month, if it's the month is equal, if the month is equal to, that means I am checking if the month here is February. Okay, so if the month is February and we call now is leap year, I will give is leap year. This one is the calling function is leap. Look here, the function is leap. I'm calling, and I'm give this because leap year is taking one variable of date. That means I will give it today. So I will give it today to this one. So I give today, and this function is leap will run. When this function run, it will return true or false. So if it's a true and the month is 2, that means it's a true, and the month is 2, that means it's a leap year. Okay, so if this one is true, this one run and it will tell you true, and the month is equal to, in this case, what you will do, you will say number of days, it will not be 28 anymore. So you retain here, you will say here, return 29. Okay, you will say this is 9. So in this case, this one will be 29. So days will be 29. Sorry. Okay, I will make these days Control C, and I will put this one here. Okay, days, and then I will say here, I will say here in this if statement in a very simple way. I will say here days equal. This is to make it more nice. Equal 29. So every time it will read else. Okay, else. Okay, so here else I will say here do the other one. Okay, else just retain days as it is, as you told me. Okay, so this is how things are working here. Okay, we are done. So let's run and check if in 2020, and I will give the month 28. So that month 28, sorry, month 2, February, month 2, and I will give day 28. And we will see, it will tell me next day is 1st of March, or it will give me next day is 29 of February. So let's see this one. Okay, so here, so don't worry, I will share this code with you at the end of the class, at the end of the video today. Okay, so here I will say month 2, and then I will say 28. Okay, this is 28, and 2020. 2020 is a leap year. So click, it will mean tomorrow is this one. Okay, so let's check again one more time, but with different dates. So I will give here month 2, and for example 28, and now I will give 2021. So 2021, it's not a leap year. So the next day will be 1st of March. So let's see. Okay, so let me check again one more time. Okay, so here, for example, month 2, and then 28, and then 2019, for example. Okay, so I have to check what is the problem. Okay. I put this one here, define one more time. So this is, I must remove this one. This is my mistake. Okay, so let's check this one again one more time. So I will put here 0 and then 28 and then I will say 2021. Okay, so let's check. Yes, it's 1st of March. So this is working fine without any problem. So what we have learned so far, so we have learned that how to create a function, and this function will receive structure, okay? And then in the structure, you can use all the variables inside the structure, like for example here month, and you can use whatever you want inside the structure. So for example here, I also receive a structure and I use the year of that structure. So this is how we can pass a structure to a function. Now, maybe you can, maybe we have another type of functions here. For example, if I go to my PPT, I can create, for example, function which have it receives a structure, look like this example here, it receives a structure and it returns structure. So for example, I give it today, it will give me tomorrow. Okay, so it's very simple. So this is how to receive the here in this function. You will have here, it will give here today, you can give today here, and then it will retain back one structure variable. Okay, so this is a function to update date. Okay, so for example, you will say here, you will have today and you will have tomorrow. Okay, and then you will insert today. Okay, you insert day, and then you will give this day to the update function, and then update function will give you tomorrow. Okay, so how we can do that? So okay, let me do this one with you. Just little twist in the code. So I can here, for example, create a function. Okay, let me just create function update. Okay, so I will here say, for example, function which have it retain a structure, and this structure will be a structure date. Okay, it will retain structure date, and then this function, for example, get tomorrow. Okay, this is get tomorrow, and this function will take today. Okay, it will take the structure of today. Okay, so I will give structure of today and it will give me the structure of tomorrow. Here is it. The return value will be structure of tomorrow. Okay, so this is how this function is worked. So let's see how this one will work. So I will just copy this one. Okay. And then here I will put these functions, for example, I will put this function here just for, okay. Let me just put the function here at the end. Yeah, just that it doesn't matter because you put the prototype up, so it's not a big deal. Okay, here's the function. Okay, and this function must return some structure. Okay, so for example, I will create here structure of date, and this structure of this is tomorrow. Okay, like this. Okay, and this one tomorrow will back. Tomorrow will return back. Okay, this is how this function to return back tomorrow. Now here, how to get tomorrow? This is this code. I will show you. You see, this is will return me tomorrow, right? This one every time will return for me tomorrow. Yes. So okay, here is it. I will cut this code, just the if statement. This one will give me tomorrow. So I will cut this one, and then I will put this one inside here. Okay, so let's see. So here is it. Tomorrow. It's based on today. Okay, today. Okay, let's see. Today, this is today. So today, I will check today, day, and month, and year. And then based on that, I will give the value for tomorrow. And then after that, I will return tomorrow. That's it. Okay, so now, this one will return for me tomorrow, this function. And it will do, this one will do the how to calculate tomorrow. And now, let's see here. I will go back. Hopefully, I'm not fast. So here I will before this one, I will say, for example, here, okay, this is tomorrow, this tomorrow here, this variable tomorrow is equal whatever returned back from get tomorrow function, and this get tomorrow function will receive today. Okay, it will receive today. So I give today here, it will return me tomorrow, and then from that tomorrow I will print on the screen. That's it. So I replace the code to calculate tomorrow inside a function, and then the function return value. So the function here return value, and this function returns some output. The output is a structure of tomorrow. It will return it, put it here to this one. Okay, because of the assignment. Okay, so this is now let's run and see if this one is working. So I will give here, for example, okay, month 2, and then 29 2020, and it will tell you tomorrow will be 1st of March. Yeah, it works fine and no problem. Okay, so this is how this one is working. Okay, so if you want, you can check this code by yourself and slowly, and if you have any question, you can put in the discussion of this week. Okay, now let's see, this is another example about update. So this one takes structure of time like hour, minute, seconds. This is just another example, that's it. And here update time update, it will receive time of now and it will increase the time of now. That's it, okay? So this one take time of now, this is time of now, and it will calculate for you the return for you another time. Okay, so I will give, for example, current time and next time, and I will ask the user, please enter the current time. So the user will insert hours first, and then minutes, and then second, and then I will give this one to the update time update function, and it will tell me the next time will be what. For example, the next time is 1 second more. Okay, it will increase 1 second more. So let's see what is update time update. So the time update will be like this. It will receive the time of now, and then it will increase the second by 1. Just increase the second by 1. But if the second was 20, so imagine I inserted here the time of now is 13, and then this is for hour, and for minutes I put, for example 54, and then for the second I put here, for example 59. So increase the second just 1, so this one became 60. So when this one became 60, I would say now if this value after I increase it by 1, so this is increased by 1, increase the second of now by 1. Okay, after you increase by 1, check, is it equal 60? If it's equal 60, then change this one to 0. So change now dot second to 0, and increase the minutes. So increase the minutes to, for example, 55, for example, in our case. Okay, but imagine this one will be 59, but when you increase by 1, it will be 60. This one will become 60. So when this one became 60, so imagine I put this time. So now 60, so I will do that again, check again one more time. Is the now dot minutes equal 60? If it's equal 60, then change this one to 0, and then increase the hour one more. And then after that, check the hour. If the hour is equal to 24, then just, if it's equal to 24, just there is no 24, make it 0. Okay? And then retain the now. That's it. Retain now again one more time. Retain it. So the retain now will come here. The retain now will go out from the function. The retain now. So this retain now go to the next time. Okay? So this is the retain value. So the retain value from the time update. So here, this one retain now. After updating, retain now, and then this now will come to the next time because it's the retain value. Okay? So this is very similar for the example I did before. But you should be careful that when you pass a structure variable, you are passing copy of the structure. You are not passing the original structure or the original variable. You are just passing copy of the now. So whatever you update here, it will not update in the now in the main function. No, it will not update the now here. It will not update the because I passed now. Now is equal to the current time. Current time is past, and the current time go here as now. Go as now. So now, whatever you change in the now will never do anything for the current time. So current time, just copy. You will pass copy of the current time. Okay? And then whatever you do in the now here, retain it back. When you retain it back, this one will go to the next time. Okay, let's continue. Here is it. How to initialize structure. If you would like to initialize a structure, maybe you can initialize the structure like this. So for example, date today, you can initialize the 3 values. So the first value will be this, second value will be this, and third value will be this. Okay, and you can you can also make it for the time, structure time, you initialize it this way. Okay, so or you initialize the structure this way. So you say dot month equals something, dot day equals something. So for example, let me just do example here for you. So let's go here. For example, I define in the here today, and I will say here equal. For example, today is equal 1. I will say this one, the day is 1. This is the okay, this is the in the structure. Let's go to the structure definition. It's month is the first one. Okay, so month equal 1, and the day will equal 1, and the year will be, for example, 2000. Okay, so this is the definition, and I will define also to more initial value is like this, initial value. Okay, this is okay, no problem. So you initialize them like this. Okay, or you can say here dot month equal and dot day day equal, and then dot year equal like this if you want. Okay, so it's up to you to use any of these 2 techniques. I prefer just like this. It's okay, you can do it like this. Okay, so you can initialize if you want, and later when you update, it's done. This one is gone, it will disappear, but this is just initialization. Okay, so you can initialize this one as I mentioned here. Okay, so how to create array of structure, not only one. For example, imagine I want to create array of time or array of days. How I can do that? So you can create array of days like this. So for example, let me just create here. I can create array. For example, I can say here structure date, and then this one array of days. There are not one days, many days. Okay, array of days. So let's see how we can do that. And this array, how many days inside this one? Maybe the whole 1 week. So I will say 7 days. It includes 7 days. And in this case, every day you want to assign, you can assign this day. So for example, I would say array. Okay, I can say array of days. Element number 1, element number 0 is equal today. For example, you can do like this. So today is 1 day, right? It's just 1 day, and that 1 day will go inside element number 0 from this array. Okay, if you want to initialize the whole array, you can initialize the array. Like for example, you will do like this. You say, for example, this is array, and then element number 1 will be like this, comma, element number 2, comma, element number 3. So just for simplicity, let's make it 3 elements, okay? Or 2 elements, just 2 elements. I don't want, okay, it contains 2 elements. The first element will be this one, for example. Okay, so this is the first element and this is the second element. Okay, so like this is there are 2 days inside this array. The first day is like this and the second day is like this. Okay, so you can define array of dates. So before, you remember, we can create array of integers like this. We say integer and then array of integer. Okay, and this one, for example, 2. So it has 2 elements. Okay, and this is array of integer, but now it's array of dates. So this is array of dates. Okay, this is array of integer, and in this array of integer we can define them. The first number in the array will be 1, second number will be 2, for example. Okay, this is array of integers. Okay, array of characters, you will say like this, array of characters, and then we will say here, for example, 2 characters, and this one will equal. Okay, and then it has the first character, for example, A, and the second character will be B. Okay, so this is how to create an array of characters, and so on. Okay, so it's the same idea. The only difference here, this is integer, this is date. That's it. Okay, so this is how you can define array of structure. Can we put structure inside the structure? Yes, we can do that. We can define a structure inside structure. So in this case, so for example here, we will have a structure date and time. So inside this structure date and time, there is a date alone and there is a time alone inside it. Okay, so the structure contains 2 structures. Okay, now inside event, I can say, for example, okay, let's inside date and time. This is, I create one structure date of the, so I create event. This event contain date and time. Okay, so inside here I will say, okay, let's do this one and I'll play with the code. Okay, and you will see, you will understand what is this one mean. Okay, so here is the structure. Okay, and because time is not defined, I will define structure time. So let's, by the way, I can put all the structures inside here, inside the definition. So here is a structure, and here is another structure, and then here is another structure, for example, structure. It's structure, for example, time, and this structure time contain, for example, it contain integer, for example, hour, and it's contain integer minutes, and it contain integer seconds. Okay, so this is the time. Okay, and then inside here I have, inside the structure date and time, this is another structure, I have inside it as date and as time. Okay, so there are 2 structures inside this one. That means if I define one variable from this structure, this variable has how many small variables? It has 6. Why? 3 for this one and 3 for this one. So let's see how we can do this one. Okay, so I will go back here and then I will say here, for example, I create some variable. Okay, for example, I will say here struct structure, for example, date and time, and this one will say, for example, exam. Okay, so it will tell me when is the exam date and exam time. So I would say here, for after that I would say like this. I would say, for example, exam. Okay, exam dot, when I say that, so you say, okay, give me the date, and then in the date give me how many in the date. There is day, month, year. So I would say the year equal, for example, 2020, and then home. Okay, then after that the month. Okay, so this 1 month equal, okay, this is the month, and the month will be, for example, this one. And then I will have the, for example, the exam day. Okay, and the exam day will be, for example, 20, for example. Okay, and then after that will be exam dot time. Okay, so there is a time, and from the time there is hour, minute, and so hours equal, for example, 10, and then we will do the same thing, but now it will be minutes. Okay, and this minutes, and then maybe exam seconds. Okay, and this one will be 0, for example. Okay, so in this case you can define one variable exam, and this exam is containing two structure inside, structure for date and structure for time, and you can define each one using dot, okay, and so on. So this is how you can define structure inside structure. Okay, structure contain array. I think we saw this one last time when we say first name, last name. There is no problem. If you remember, if you back to the video last time, we say like first name and last name. It was array inside the structure, and that's fine. It's okay. You can say array and then give each element in the array inside the structure variable. You will give it the value it has. Okay, so this is okay, and I believe we did this kind of thing before. Okay, now before I go to the next topic, just one thing I would like to mention here. Maybe you saw last time, you see here, every time when I define variable, I say structure, structure, structure. So every time I define some variable from the structure, I must use this word structure. So can I struct. So can I get rid of this keyword and just I put like date, like this. It's enough. That means that this one is type date, or this one, okay, so this, for example, this one is type integer, this one is type character, this array type date. So that means each element is date. So can I make the structure as a data type? The answer is yes, you can do that. You can from the beginning. I should do this one from the early when I introduce for you the structure, but I wanted to delay this one for a little bit to let you know how to deal with the structure, and then later I will tell you you can get rid of this one. You don't need to put this one every time. So how we can do that? It's very simple. I go here and then I will say here define. Okay, I will say here. So I will say here define type. So sorry. Oh, sorry. Type define. Okay. Type define. We will do like this. Okay. So type define, and the structure must be there. Struct. Okay. You will do like this. Type define. Okay. You will do like this. Okay. So you will say structure type define. That means define a new type, and this to the, and then the date here, you must take this one and put it here. Okay, so what's this one mean? This one mean for this structure, define this structure and call it this type. So define type, and this type is what? It's this structure. Okay, so this structure will be the type. Now you might ask, okay, can I keep this one here and then put it here one more time? It's okay, you can do that. It's optional, but I prefer you are using this way. Okay, so, and then let's do the same thing for this one. So I will say here, define, okay, sorry, type. So I will say here, type, define type, and then I will take time and put it here, okay? And then same for this one. I will say this one here, type, define, and then I will take this one and put it here. Okay, and we are done. Okay, now when you are done, now you are defining time data type and you are defining date data type. So do I need this structure here? No, just get rid of it. Okay, we are done. So you see, there is no error here. So you just use date and you just use time. Now save this one and let's go back to our example. You will see here in our example, this one, no need for this structure word. So no need for this one. Just say exam of type, date, and time. And now say, let's go today. Today is type, date. And this array, this is type, date. Okay, all elements of type, date. And this is more intuitive, by the way. And here, this is number of days. This is received structure date. So it's like this, okay? And let's go to the next. So this one is type date, okay? And about this one type date, and it retain date. So it received date and retain date. And this tomorrow here, variable, This local variable will be date. Okay, so this is how this one will work. Okay, so this one I need to play with the prototype. So let's go to the prototype. Yeah, the prototype has a problem here. So let's change the prototype. Okay, so let's save everything, and now this one has no problem. Okay, so now just we get rid of the structure word. We don't need the structure word every time to repeat when we define a variable. So every time we define a variable, no need for the structure word. Okay, so this is how you can do this one. But if you don't do the define type, in this case, you must use the structure word every time you define a variable. Okay, so this is how you can define a new data type, and this data type will be structure, whatever the structure you put. Okay, so I will stop here for this part, and we will continue in the next video. Thank you. We'll see you next time.